ready. I've picked my spot for a new plant I'm about to put in the ground, as you see where the shovel is. I think I'm gonna go ahead and decide on the papaya right here because it's getting nice and tall. So, and as you can see, some of the roots are starting to expose themselves, so now's the time for transferring. But I also have these over here that I need to transfer as well, so here we go on putting this in the ground. Okay, as you can see here, what I've done is I've dug a hole, and it is almost double as deep as the pot that it's already in is. And it's also quite a bit wider, and what you want to do is you want to add some compost once you take it out of the pot and put it in around that, so it is completely surrounded by nice healthy nutrients and not just regular dirt that, as you can see here, probably isn't very nutritious for the plant. So that way it has the ability to start to expand its roots and have plenty of food to start out with as it's changing its home environment. And before I take it out and replant it, I'm gonna cut away all these roots so we don't have any other things stealing away its nutrients. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then we'll be back. Okay, I've cut away all the big roots that were in the hole. I use these are actually wire clippers, but my regular gardening clippers broke from being overused from all the vines that I've cut out in these woodlands. As you can see, we've done a lot of that. The trees, when we've cut the few down at the mass that there is, don't even fall to the ground because they're all held up by vines. So they did quite a bit of work. So now I'm using these until I get another pair. So I'm gonna take this plant out of its pot and put it into the hole. Now I think it's really important to show this because if you don't have gardening experience, if you go and buy a plant from Walmart or Lowe's or Home Depot and you want to start a garden or whatever, a lot of people don't know this trick, but excuse my hand, it's a little hurt, so I'm shaky. But if you flip the plant over, it just comes out with very small amount of changes to the root. You don't have to pull it out, which sometimes it's harder than others. Some just come out easy either way, but I've had plenty of plants where it's so rooted in the pot that it wants to grip onto the bottom, and then you end up damaging some of the roots. But so that is the safest way for the plant to be transferred without having a lot of damage to it, maybe even none at all. So I'm going to add the compost to fill in the rest of the hole, and that'll be the next step I show you guys. And as you can see, what I've done here is I've used just a regular store-bought organic compost. It's, I'd like to be able to get the mushroom compost, but this is just your basic cow manure. And you can either use a shovel. That's one of our broken shovels that has proven useful for the people who like to be less hands-on. But for me, I just like to use my hands and fill it up just to the top of where the potted soil was. And then I just set my other dirt that I dug up to the side and I fill it to the top. But before adding the dirt back, I like to make sure it's super saturated and completely filled up with water over the compost. And then I'll go ahead and add that. So we'll be back. Okay, so I've completely soaked my compost. I like to keep the little tags on it as long as I can, just because we have so many things we're gardening out here that if it helps to identify, it's good for the kids and for me, if I'm being really honest. And I'm gonna go ahead and start filling up the dirt back over the top here, just to make it level. the ground. And the woods out here is just completely rooted up. It's so many trees that every piece of inch of dirt has very in-depth roots that are all intertwined together. So digging a hole is a little bit more of a project than the usual digging of a hole, but it's worth it, and we love living out here. I'm just gonna go ahead and use my hands the rest of the way because, like I said, it's just one, more enjoyable for me. Makes me feel a little more connected to the earth, and also if it's just not as difficult, you can put the dirt exactly where you want it. Quite a bit easier than with a shovel. Others may disagree. There's that pretty papaya that we're gonna look forward to eating once this starts to produce down the road. And also, if you add a little bit more dirt back than level, that's probably best, because as you start to water down, it's more than likely going to wash away a little bit. Something about getting your hands in the dirt, though, does feel really peaceful if you can get past the dirty part of it. My kids, when they dig up stuff for the garden, a lot of times they'll throw the dirt, but you always want to keep the dirt right next to your plant because you're more than likely going to need it in a nice little pile. This side's looking a little flat, but I'll finish this up and be right back. Okay, so that's Transplanting 101. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you guys have a great day.